The man, the myth, the legend, the sidewalk.
Voice of the sidewalks, welcome Mr. Pedestrians. With a voice, no block talk.
And you know we spit some wisdom, no hot talk.
But you know we still in the streets, cause we jaywalk.
Fly like Jordan, we the boys, is that goat talk.
No sheep, not livestock.
No peace streets and the sidewalk, peace.
On time like alarm
On
clock.
grind like a tread walk.
This the authentic
For real,
talk.
this is a real talk. Hey, yo, Freeman, your time it is. Check your time. It's time to hit him with that ha-ha. The voice is the bomb. Keep the sidewalks calm.
You guys screamed in my ear, but
I know, she starts getting jittery, bro.
Wallahi, I'm
We
wearing
have to wake even the audience up, man. Come on, everyone has to wake up.
Wake up, the voice.
Assalamu alaikum to the ladies, gentlemen, and others that are listening to this. How are you guys doing? You guys aren't going to reply back, but I don't care. I'm still going to ask you guys. Man, how are you guys doing? I'm asking you guys, people that I should talk by. How are you guys doing?
Alhamdulillah, man. You know, another day.
Another day, another dollar.
You know how Tony's doing? Great!
Guys, Frosted Flakes, fam. Previous man, let's introduce the panel. The far right side, he's wearing a Puma hat. He's wearing the Philadelphia Eagles jacket. What's going on with you, fam?
Then I'm the Super Bowl.
Don't matter, fam. Introduce yourself.
By the way, Seattle Seahawks, not Philadelphia Eagles. It's your boy Benji Olsen on the mic, man. You know, back with another one. Same old with me.
Same old.
You feel me?
To his right, we got a guy in a tie-dye Sasuke shirt. Introduce yourself.
You know, it's Freeman. It's the Kaiser crew, man. Come on, you know.
His beard finally connected, so he's feeling himself.
Finally, man.
To my right, I got
Tony D. Dollar.
Tony D. Dollar. What's going on with you, Tony?
I'm doing great.
You're blessed.
How you doing?
And the Podfather, Sharks in the cut, you
The
know?
self-proclaimed leader.
You're like
Yeah.
the mother in this, bro.
Fam,
I'll say I'm the father.
Fam, Mother Caramel, fam. Help me, fam. Mother Caramel is fit. I'm
she got-
about to ship you guys off.
Did you just say this guy's a mother?
No, he's the mother of this pod.
Promise-
It's an inside
promise-
joke.
Oh,
even,
okay.
even though you're inside here, it's an inside.
I'm
Okay,
Mother
okay,
Isabel
okay,
too
okay.
from Promise Neverland, fam. I'm all you guys' moms. Fam.
Right.
Even the
She's a
listeners,
goof, though.
even the listeners, I'm your guys' moms too, fam. But how you guys doing? It's been a minute since we recorded.
Yeah,
to be
man.
honest,
It's been too
we're
long.
in a ambiance zone currently. We got some LED changing lights. We're in the dark because we're gonna get dark topics
Dark.
a bit later. Pause. If you interpret that bit
I don't
different,
think
that's you.
I don't think that was a pause moment. Because it was not really
Fam,
that.
everything. Because
Everything's possible.
fam, if I don't say pause, Freeman's gonna be like, oh yo, what type of fruity talk
He's
talking about, fam?
anti-gay.
He's no.
Cancel the shit out of this guy.
Alright, so that's allegations, right? You're
I'm
trying to make
joking,
allegations
man.
from my
He's
face?
anti-homies, fam. He's anti-homies, fam.
Guys, this is the shade room, wallah.
Yeah, but man, yo, let's get straight into the nitty-gritty.
So,
Thursday, whatever February date it was, at 3 p.m., the
Valentine's
National Basketball Association
Basketball?
trade deadline happened.
See how
I
early.
want this
Oh
serious
my
topics, man.
gosh.
Serious topics. Freeman, you can sit on the sideline for now until we get into other topics.
Until we talk about Serena Williams.
Because Freeman still thinks Dave dropped 50 yesterday.
Yeah.
Stop.
Inside
you just,
joke.
Yo, you know,
Yeah, yo, what's
It's
this
a
that's
joke.
not an inside joke. You're just trying to hurt me, fam.
Yo.
I get it. You're trying to say Dave's never gonna win
Alright,
a ring.
Man, let's start off.
I don't think
okay,
it is,
let's
bro.
start off the conversation with I think the biggest losers of this trade deadline,
Who's the biggest loser?
Portland Trailblazers. And
Oh.
Freeman, since
It's
let's
not-
get straight into
Shut
you.
up.
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Yeah, how do you feel about the trades?
Listen, man. I'm
Can I say one thing?
Wait, let's talk. This is monologue.
all I'm gonna say, you know, I stand behind what Dave and CJ said, fam. You know, they tried. You know, it is what it is. Life, the journey.
You know
But
CJ's
Dave
gone,
is a
right?
guy,
Yeah,
man.
CJ
I know he's gone. That's why he said that, right?
Let's put it on the
My bad. I love you.
Let's talk about you.
No,
What's-
hold on.
what's-
My bad.
what's your- What team are you a fan of?
Continue your monologue. Yeah, hey, we'll get to him. Continue your
Biggest
monologue.
man
Everybody gets put on the
Let me-
spot. You're just first.
Everyone's gonna be put on the
Alright,
spot.
go
The only person who can be put on the spot is me at the end of the day.
So,
'cause,
Westbrook.
fam, I'm a free
You guys
man.
are Westbrook
Kobe,
fan. You're-
08 fan.
Man, relax.
Okay.
Let me
So,
lead the way.
Rebecca.
Free man, currently, you were at a situation where I was a few years ago with the OKC organization. You were in a transition zone.
That's
You don't
not
believe.
really.
You don't believe.
Not really.
Do you?
Not really.
Okay,
because
explain for
do you
your part.
remember when Aldridge and Wesley Matthews and all them niggas left Portland and they made the meme about Will Smith empty home with Dame? They did that shit. What happened? He ended up going to the playoffs. You know, that he wasn't even make it. Then Dame's been in a situation that wasn't favoring him for a minute.
Okay, let me
So
ask you
it
this.
is what
Let
it
me ask you
is.
this right now. He's been in that situation. Let me say, is this at least second, third time, right? Because I'm gonna include Brandon Roy too, back in the day.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Roy left through injury, whatnot. He's been going through it, in and out, in and out, in and
Portland
out.
just a miskeen fucking franchise.
If you're Damian Lillard, are you staying?
I mean,
Be
Dame,
honest.
wants to be loyal, fam. So I respect that. a lot.
Both loyal.
He's 30, right?
yeah, he's
Man.
30 something, 31, I think.
He's 31.
Yeah.
Do you think Dame should stay?
But you know what it is that he put the challenge on himself. You know, as a man. At the end of the day, if he wants to backtrack, he's still he could do that. You know, like he's not obligated to do anything.
You're right.
But at the same time, if he wants to be honorable in that sense, you know, I'm with him, fam. I'm a Dame fan since day one, so I rock with him.
Bad,
Dame
bad,
fan
bad.
I kind of
all
like
the
his chances
time.
are getting slimmer and slimmer.
Of
'Cause
course.
the West is getting way stronger than the East. Like, yo, the whole NBA is just leveling
Bro,
up.
I said it. I've been saying it for how long? I told you guys as soon as CJ, they traded Norman Powell, they fucking traded, and they got rid of everyone for
Even
bums.
Gary Trent.
For bums. They got rid of
Yeah,
Gary
exactly.
Trent.
Those are big
They lost the value for Gary Trent because they gave away Norman Powell.
Well,
Live-
thank you though. The Gary Trent came to us.
100%, and Gary Trent loves it in Toronto.
What the hell?
There is so long, fam. Be loyal to your girl. Don't be loyal to a team, especially a team that won't back you.
Exactly.
Right,
no loyalty
in,
in
today's,
business.
in today's basketball, you gotta go twerking for rings.
I'll make you laugh too. Well, I have good. I have an example too. There's a random scrub that's in the NBA. He's like the other days on Twitter. You know what he said he got traded from like one team to another team. Right. As soon as he got traded, he went to that city. And once he landed to that city, they traded him again.
They traded him again.
He found out again. As soon as he landed, he got traded again. So imagine he has to go leave that city and go to the other
That
city.
happens on the regs, fam. That
So
happens on
they
the regs.
don't. It's a business. They don't give a fuck about you. So why would he be loyal?
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie. Damian Lillard's a real nigga. I like his mindset, but then in this day and age,
No,
he
I
can't be
don't.
loyal.
I will say.
Because if he wins the ring, think about it. If he wins the ring though,
With who?
he could no. But if he does, he could say I did it my way. Niggas will respect him.
No, the only person I respect who completely changed my perspective on him was Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Greek freak, yes,
I
100%.
was so mad when he re-signed because I wanted him to
That
play on the court,
max,
yeah.
or I wanted him to leave. I
So
never
you
thought
respect Giannis.
Because he got it done. He
actually
got
did
it done.
he did it.
He got it.
So,
So
let's
like,
say,
yeah, at the end of the day, you won't respect it
but,
until
but
it actually
Giannis,
happens.
That's the
but,
thing.
but Giannis had the team. He had the pieces around
Exactly,
him,
yeah.
and
He
they went
actually
and
did.
got. Huh?
And at the same time,
a chance.
like,
Yeah,
I'm
obviously.
sorry, I'm sorry to say this, but Giannis has more impact than Lillard on the court.
100%.
Obviously.
100%.
It's like you could build. You just
Giannis
gave,
top 5 players in the
you
league.
just gave
fam.
Giannis. You just gave
Name
Giannis pieces. You just have
So
to build
Westbrook.
around Giannis. Dame, you could build around him, but not necessarily.
Okay.
He needs a
But
little
then
bit
let's get to the main.
No, not the main. I think we can talk
Hold on,
about that.
hold on.
Let's
We'll
go
go to
to
the strip club after
the
this.
goofies. Yeah, we'll go to strip club. Exactly, we'll go to strip club after this. Let's go to the second biggest goofs of this trade
In
deadline.
my opinion, is the Lakers.
The Sacramento Kings.
Oh.
The Sacramento
The
Kings.
Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento Kings, in my opinion, they have been holding out on fucking, what's my boy's name, Buddy Hield for so long. His trade value went to shits. So they had to toss him for chum change. Fucking the Demontatis Sabonis.
Yeah.
They got rid of their current best player. What's his name?
Halliburton.
Halliburton. And Halliburton was a kid who was like, yo, I was going to stick it
I
through.
wouldn't say
I
he's the
trust
best player. De'Aaron Fox is still better,
De'Aaron
but
Fox
he definitely was supposed to be the next star on the team.
He was the person who was going to...
And you know what's funny too? You know what's the funny part? He's the only guy. He even said himself, "I cried when I got traded." He wanted to stay, and they wanted to trade him. I hope that franchise never wins nothing for what they did to that guy.
Nah, but you have to look at it disrespectful though. Like Tyrese Halliburton has a promising career, right?
Yeah,
But like Kings was the best spot for him to grow.
but he wanted to do it.
But he wanted to. Fam.
That's the
He
thing.
he put that trust in the organization.
Yeah.
This is where it goes. What you said earlier. Business is business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these owners, they don't give a fuck about you. They'll get rid of you because at the end of the day, they're gonna make change. They're gonna free up cap space. They'll do whatever they want to satisfy themselves to pretend that they did work. Fam, Sacramento Kings were on Twitter Spaces crying, fam. They were live hurt. They made an emergency Twitter space saying, "Fuck this franchise. I need to go support another team." Besides all the losses, of course. And of course, let's talk about two teams. I want to talk about two teams that, in my opinion, won the trade deadline: the Charlotte Hornets and the Indiana Pacers.
Charlotte
Yeah,
Hornets.
Charlotte won.
No,
the-
sorry, not Indiana Pacers. What's it called again? Fucking Cleveland Cavaliers. Because Cleveland Cavaliers got fucking LeVert.
LeVert, yeah.
They got LeVert, and
How did
LeVert is a
Charlotte win?
fucking Montrezl Harrell. They got themselves a
They're the-
center.
they're the
They
hyper
needed
team.
a center badly, and they got person
he's
who
good.
I think can actually
That's a
be
good
a
fit.
dog for them.
It's
It's
a
a
good
good fit for them.
You're right.
Montrezl
And yo,
Harrell. And he played with Terry Rozier
Yeah,
in college.
Terry
Oh yeah.
So they
Yeah.
already have that chemistry. Plus LaMelo there. Plus fucking Miles
Miles
Bridges.
Bridges. Yeah, they have a good
slam
team.
dunk contest champion, fam, whatever he is.
I kinda did the funnest team in the league right now.
And the commentator.
Nah.
fam.
Seeing
The
Jordan
funnest team
Speed
in
Memphis.
happy now.
Memphis is.
No, are you crazy? Well,
Yo,
isn't
Freeman.
Charlotte the most funnest team in the
What's
league
the fun
right
of Memphis or Charlotte to watch? Memphis, what's a funny team to watch? Memphis or Charlotte?
No.
Charlotte, what the fuck?
Hey, Memphis, when you watch
commentator
Memphis,
too.
you watch a dunk contest all day with Ja Morant. What are you talking about?
Nah, just him.
Miles Bridges alone is a dunk
Him
contest.
too,
fam.
him
What
too.
are you
He's
talking
the
about?
beast,
And LaMelo, fam. LaMelo's goated, fam. Ja Morant's Liddy, but don't get it twisted. LaMelo's different
LaMelo's
class.
goated
fam.
too, you're right.
LaMelo's different class.
Oh, we have to talk about the All-Star draft later after this.
Also, Jeff, of course, Toronto Raptors. We got rid of the bum. We got rid of Goran Dragic. He's off the
Finally,
books.
bitch ass. He didn't play
He's
with
off
us.
the books. He didn't want to play with us.
Get out of here.
Even when we got him, it was kind of an iffy situation. His trade value dropped, and I don't know. It could be a hit or miss with Thaddeus Young, because that's who they got. Who did they get?
Yeah,
Thaddeus
Thaddeus,
Young.
you're right. Thaddeus Young.
And
That
who
is
else?
That's not
washed.
bad. That's
Some
whatever.
next
Washed,
Yeah,
washed.
but
Yeah, fam.
it's not that. Yeah,
Thaddeus
you're
Young's
right.
been in the season for the NBA for
So
15
long.
seasons.
Yeah.
I never even knew that.
I knew
I
he
knew
was
that
still
when
here.
back in Philly, when he played Philly, that's when he put up a solid, like, decent numbers. Now he's
Bro,
washed.
what I heard you went to the Raptors, I said, this guy's still playing. I did not know he's still in the league, I'll be honest.
Russia,
I'm actually so serious. But I'm not gonna lie, we barely made any moves, but well, we're not that bad, right?
It is what it is. At
It is
the end
what
of
it
the day,
Lakers are
And-
another team that lost badly. They're dumbasses.
it depends. Who can they trade?
But I'm not gonna lie, they tried.
one- no
you know,
one-
you know they tried.
Yeah, no
they
one.
tried
Russ had
John
his
Wall.
contract's too big.
No, they tried to do Russ for John
I
Wall,
know,
but
but
Houston
that's-
dissed.
No, the Lakers did.
Oh, Lakers did
said
because
no.
they want to draft pick. No, Lakers.
So now, Lakers. In my opinion, it wasn't Houston that said no.
It was Lakers.
It was
right?
Lakers that said no.
'Cause they wanted draft picks.
Fam, they want draft picks. They want to secure not just draft picks, fam. John Wall has no value. So
Fact.
even
And his contract, you know, he's the biggest contract right now.
biggest contract in the league.
Yeah.
So that's taking it even more of a loss.
More loss, exactly.
Now let's get to the nitty gritty potatoes. Since you wanted to mention Lakers, you can mention Lakers.
No,
Brooklyn Nets
Uh-oh.
got Ben Simmons. Sorry about that. Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 4 James Harden, and 2 first-round picks, right? Or 2
James
second.
Harden and there's another guy that went with him.
Pablo Millsap.
Pablo Millsap.
Paul Millsap, and then fucking who else?
Actually,
And
Those was two draft picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the second round?
Brooklyn got the 2 draft
Oh,
picks from
Brooklyn.
Philly.
Sorry.
Two first rounders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
Brooklyn, Nets got fleeced.
Sorry,
Not a
let
thing.
me rephrase that.
Go ahead.
They got James Harden. Pablo Millsap is not an NBA player no more. I don't know why he's still all around. He just wants the check. But yeah.
You speak from now on because you are a self-proclaimed James Harden fan, even though we all knew you as a San Antonio Spurs fan.
Well, San
you-
Antonio, it's 2 different things. That's a team. That's
No,
not a
you're not
player.
gonna come, fam. You went at my man Freeman earlier, and
You
then
used to be a Miami Heat fan. Used to be.
You know,
San
it was
Antonio
it was a
fan.
Miami Heat.
Used to be.
let's
A
talk
Cavs
about that
fan.
partnership.
You used to be a Kyrie fan.
He used to be everyone fan. He used to be fam. He's like he's like a whore fan. He's a whore.
No, you
He's
know
for
what
the,
it is?
he's for the league. He's for the league. You have people say you're for the guys, you're for the man, you're for the league, fam.
But yeah, let me talk about this, bro.
That partnership, Joel
Get that on
Embiid
the
and
shirt.
James Harden.
I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. I have to kind of spaz on Harden for a second. James Harden lost respect for me. I'll tell you why. What he did just a year ago was pulling his way out of Houston because he says we're not good enough. Understandable. He was there for a long time. He did what he can. Okay, he goes to Brooklyn, right? My thing is this: even though Kyrie Irving does not want to play basketball, you still have
He's a
Kevin.
part-time player. Rocks.
Yeah, but you still have Kevin Durant. So you're telling me Harden, because Durant's loyal, he wants to play ball. He just got injured.
No,
You're
don't
telling
say
me-
Durant's loyal.
No, I mean not loyal, but Durant wants to
He's
play.
going to the ball. He's going to the game.
Yeah,
He
Durant
wants to
Durant
basketball.
wants
no
to-
matter what team he's
Durant
on,
wants to play
he'll
ball.
commit for that long.
Durant wants to play ball. He's just injured right now. So James Harden, you're telling me you and Durant is not, even if Kyrie doesn't play, you and Durant is not enough, that you have to run away. And then the way he did it, he didn't go to Kyrie man to man and say, listen, my nigga, I'm trying to win a ring. Wham. He had to go behind
He
his
didn't
man.
approach Kyrie.
He didn't
Kevin
approach
Durant.
him.
He didn't approach no one.
Behind the scenes, like, I
And
want to
if,
leave.
forget behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, he didn't have the balls to say, "I request a trade."
Yeah,
He did.
exactly.
He said he's too shy for that.
Yeah.
So everyone just knew. Cause at the end, if they didn't trade him right now, he would have left for free. He would have left for nothing.
And everybody knows that.
Everyone knows
And
that.
plus, the worst thing is, he played bad on purpose just so he could leave. That's
in
the
my
thing I like
opinion,
about it.
the whole Houston Rockets, the whole Brooklyn Nets organization got a hug at L. Even though they got Ben Simmons and they could probably do things, Ben Simmons is just gonna be, fam. I said it earlier. I sent you guys a message. Ben Simmons is gonna move like you, fam. He's gonna move like you, Benji, in the fourth, just running around playing defense.
Who?
No shooting,
Who-
just run
who?
out. He's gonna move like you,
Simmons
Ben Simmons.
doesn't-
Yeah, Ben Simmons and Carey, fam. They got the same.
I
talent.
heard Ben
they're
Simmons.
both
I heard Ben
lefties.
Simmons got on the phone with Katie. They started bawling, crying. So,
Fam,
thank you for believing
He
in
was
me.
on the phone with Maya Jama too. They're on a 3-way call, fam. It's all.
He's like, baby, I got a condo
Yeah,
in New York.
it's all different.
Yo,
out there.
James Harden like, yo, Philly, where's the strip club at?
But at the end of the
You
day,
came out foul.
what was that big three? Why did they come together? What was their goal?
Ferranti.
No. What type of before you get to that Ferranti? Why? In my opinion, every single super team joins together for one reason. unity to defeat one man.
LeBron
A 36-year-old man. Is he 37? 37, right?
LeBron, he's 37.
37-year-old man, fam. They all joined together. Kevin and Kyrie, they're like, yo, they're whispering each other all-star breaks. They're like, yo, we can't let this guy keep going on. James Harden came through. Blake Griffin came through. LaMarcus Aldridge came through. All to defeat one man.
It's kind of funny, man. Can you look at the standings and see where Lakers are at right now?
Yo, you're talking about Lakers. Why do they... No, it doesn't matter where they are currently. Why do they join together? To fucking just regularly win? No, they defeat one man.
I think everybody wants to cheat and get a quick ring. That's what it is at this point. Every star wants to team up and get a quick ring. No one wants to actually work for it. Like,
let me tell you this though. Let's talk about
Giannis worked getting a ring. He played with fucking Drew Holiday and Middleton.
I want to ask you guys.
Giannis' legacy is better than Kevin Durant's legacy. That's fact.
100%.
The streets know that.
For sure.
But are you denying the fact that them three joined together?
No, I'm not gonna. I can't deny that. Ever since 2010 till now, everybody's wanted to be LeBron. LeBron was the guy.
And they failed. So in my opinion, are they not the biggest? Are you in your opinion? Are they not the biggest failure in NBA history?
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
No.
100%.
I'll say Clippers are worse.
They had the three best.
PG is worse.
They had three of the best. Are you stupid?
Kawhi and PG are worse.
Yeah, because they choked. How many?
Look. No way you just said that. Kyrie, Harden, and KD are the three best ISO players in the league.
I know, but look at this. Can I say one thing? Last year in the playoffs, were they healthy, Brooklyn? Yes or no?
They're on and off.
No, in the playoffs, they're
on off. They're all on
exactly. Okay, hold on. The first year Clippers got together, they were fully healthy and they choked. That's why I'm saying they're more of a.
So they can't run it back. At least Kawhi re-signed with them. He re-signed with the Clippers.
To damn near lose to Luka in the first round. That team, come on.
He never lost to Luka.
But he almost did. So that says something.
That says as much about Luka, fam. Giannis, PJ Tucker had KD on straps. Even though he dropped 40 points, he still had him on straps.
He made it work. You're right.
He made it work
strong,
for them points, fam. At the end of the day, they played 16 games together. Them three.
Yeah, man.
That's how you know they're all bums.
Kyrie just wants to stay home all day.
Kyrie is. Why not? Okay, these guys, are they not that comfortable to be able to sit together and say, yo, why don't you try to figure shit out? Or okay, let's respect the fact that you don't want to be vaccinated. Pay the fine. It's $5,000, no?
That's it. That's all.
Fam, it's chump change. These guys are multi-millionaires, fam. Pay the fine.
You know what? Everyone has their own agenda on the team. I feel like.
No,
it's not there's no leader in the team. Steve Nash is not a leader as a coach. He doesn't know how to talk to his players. Kevin Durant, he's
nah.
If I was
Durant,
Durant,
Steve Nash is the worst coach in the league.
Who?
Look, I was watching that Warriors and Brooklyn Nets game, right? Mm-hmm. That game, Kyrie and Harden both were playing.
Yeah.
I seen that last play. Klay Thompson. Kyrie didn't foul Klay Thompson, and he does not use his challenges. He literally sold the whole game against Warriors at the ending. It's unreal. It's unreal. Wallah, he literally sold the whole entire.
Well, I'm saying this. If I was Kevin Durant, I would have, like Shaq always says, G40 classification to talk about shit. I'm Kevin Durant. Yo, Kyrie, I fucking left Steph Curry for you. If you're not gonna, imagine that.
He never left. He ruined the relationship between him and Steph Curry.
Yeah, for Kyrie, and Kyrie wants to do this. Even though Kyrie can make his own choice.
Nah, but at least you have to look at it like this.
You know,
you have to look at it like this. KD was there for temporary. He wasn't there for a long time. He's just there.
Where you don't know that.
Where?
100%.
How do you know that?
Exactly. That's what
How
I'm
do you
saying.
know that?
I guarantee
At
you.
the end of the day, like, even though he won his rings, it's not his dynasty. He knew that.
So
he wanted to go and win on his own dynasty.
You know, but I guarantee you, Draymond called him a bitch, made him leave after
They squashed it.
Yeah.
No, him and Draymond, they squashed it.
But then
they squashed it during the season.
Yeah, but if you call man a bitch, he's still gonna be in his head.
Yo, Benji, you're a bitch.
No, but then I wouldn't care.
Nah, that's some pussy shit. Regardless.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Fine, my nigga.
Prove your point, Benji, because he got it in his head.
No. Look at this.
Elaborate, go
Literally, the way he said it. He said, "You're a bitch. We want to tell you. We didn't need you." Of course, our human beings and say, "Okay, say no more." That's what you really think.
Forget
even
Draymond.
though you niggas say LeBron's this, LeBron's that. When Draymond called LeBron a bitch in the finals, what happened? He couldn't take it, so he got him fucking suspended.
Bro, he didn't tell. Don't want to talk about it. Fam, he didn't tell no one. He just caught. He just caught. And then all you hear, him and Kyrie are joining forces at a team in New York. Oh, people thought it was the Knicks. Nope, it was Brooklyn. They want to start their own thing. Fam, these guys are failures. These guys are bums. And then forget the fact that he doesn't have the balls to sit down with a whole other man. Kyrie's on his whole political fucking warrior type shit, fam. He has his own agenda going on. But Kevin Durant, you are Kevin Durant. You are arguably one of the best players of all time.
Yeah.
You can't sit down a guy and be like, yo, let's try to figure something out. You can't sit down with Harden, try to figure something out. I don't even want to talk about them niggas now. Let's talk about the 76ers. Where do you think, since you're a James Harden fan, what do you think about the 76ers currently?
I want to say both statement right now. James Harden and Joel Embiid will not cut. will be the closest thing we ever seen to Kobe Shaq together.
I think okay.
Nah.
Alright, tell me another dude, a dominant big man like Joe Embiid and a dominant guard like James Harden on the same team.
That happens many times actually.
Like what? Give me an example.
Huh?
Since Kobe
LeBron
Shaq.
AD.
None of fun. Nah.
Nah, because
I'll
Harden
give
more
one.
like...
Give one.
Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, fam.
Chris Paul, and Blake Griffin actually.
Oh, you lost your fucking noodles.
Nah, for real, you're right. They have
Dominant
potential.
score.
But then I'll say this.
I'm talking
They
about
have
two
to
guys
stay
that average
healthy.
30
They
points.
have
I
to stay
want
healthy.
to say one scary thing for you guys. If James Harden starts playing like Houston Harden, there's no one beating that team.
I want to see you play like
For
Houston
sure.
Raw.
Imagine that Harden
He
and beat right now.
He will never be able to play that.
No, but I'm
Fam,
saying,
the injuries-
I know.
The injuries took a toll on him. Age. This guy's chubby. Fam, there's an article came out today, fam. Every single fucking away game he was going, he was turning up. He's at strip clubs. This guy is different breed, fam.
But you know,
And Brooklyn Nets?
Brooklyn this season, fam, 2 weeks ago.
someone made a graph. They said the city
Where
with
he
the
plays-
better strip clubs, he plays better.
The cities,
Right?
you hear that? The cities with the better strip clubs, he turns up, fam.
He turns up.
Make that make sense.
If he's in Utah, yo, he's gonna have fucking 50 points because there's no distractions, right?
So Philly.
No, you guys got it wrong.
He's dropping 0
No, you
points.
guys got it wrong. The city that has those strip clubs, he's more focused because he's not out on like.
Well, that's what the graph is?
That's what it was.
Oh.
If he's in Miami, he's gonna have 4
Oh,
points.
you're right. That's why he turns up on Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's
You guys are
nowhere.
hitting
Utah,
on-
you know,
You guys are
ranked
hitting
is-
on Harden though.
If he's in LA or Miami,
You guys are hitting on Harden. This guy took the set back and he played every game in Brooklyn Nets.
I don't give a fuck.
He's
He
more
Harden's a
serious-
bum.
He's more serious than Kyrie. But
Yo,
I can
yo.
say this though. I can say
Yeah,
this.
anyone's more serious than
yo,
Kyrie,
it's
fam.
to the point where everybody hates Harden now. You know, every star player hates Harden now.
Harden's a bum. in
I'm
my
telling you
opinion.
right now, 'cause you
And
know what it
that took everything he's doing now, plus anything he does at Philly, is gonna tarnish his legacy.
No.
100%.
Actually, it's
Tarnish
better if
his
he won the
legacy.
ring now with
Nope.
Philly because he doesn't have a big three. He just has him and Embiid, so it's actually better.
They're
than
not. Do you think? Okay.
Who's gonna beat
In
them?
my opinion, out of Brooklyn Nets, let me ask you guys a question. Out of Brooklyn Nets and Philly, who won the trade?
Yo, they both won. I'm not gonna lie.
Both
Brooklyn
won.
too.
Okay, what about you? Who won? You have food in your mouth. Don't talk, Chris.
If everybody
Freeman.
plays,
Freeman. What do you?
Freeman still thinks Dave is
76 or thing.
Philly won.
Philly won.
I'll say Philly won.
Why?
In terms of Ben Simmons, is going to be look, Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond are two non-shooters. So
Ben
then
Simmons
they
didn't play
got
this
space the
season,
floor.
though. Ben Simmons didn't play this season though.
No, but he's not going to space the floor.
Okay.
So it's going to be KD and Kyrie. KD's job way more harder.
Mhm.
Because Harden can space the floor. Like, they can't leave Harden open, right? So they can't...
Yo,
they can double team KD with ease.
Do you know who won this trade out of those two?
Who?
The fucking Milwaukee Bucks.
Really?
The Milwaukee Bucks won this trade because those two teams are completely in turmoil right now. There is no way in hell that they're coming out of the East. No way. Milwaukee's coming out of the East. 110%.
Miami, Chicago.
Fam, it's either Miami, Chicago are laughing too because at the end of the day, they'll put up more numbers than both of them teams. I think, and I'll say right now, I want to be proved wrong. I want to be proved wrong because I want to see live basketball. But that part of that duel of Joel Embiid and James Harden is not going to work. It's not going to work because basketball's not the same. It's not no pick and roll. Joel Embiid's not no pick and roll. Joel Embiid needs the ball. Majority of the time.
You're right,
He's a
He
ball
brings
dominant
ball
big man. He's a ball
I'm not
dominant
gonna lie.
big
I
man.
don't think Embiid's
But
still
yo,
happy.
I was
Harden
about to
gives
say
his
this
team.
though. I was about to say this
He's
though.
turning
I
up.
was about to say this though.
Hold on, he
The
posted a little
Milwaukee
picture of fucking Ben Simmons. That guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alright, let me say the statement about the Bucks though. The Bucks, I think, in my honest opinion, if I was the GM, I'll trade Chris Middleton right now.
He lost his trade value.
Yeah, because his trade value went up after he won a chip and stuff. They could have got Mitch.
I want to trade.
They could have got a super elite guard that played alongside the honest.
But Chris Middleton's turning up, fam. He knows how to turn up.
I know, so but his trade value might go down if something happens this playoffs.
You guys think Phoenix are the best team in the league?
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
100%
record-wise,
no.
they are.
No,
Chemistry.
chemistry.
And
Fam,
then
I seen the videos they be doing in the tunnel time. They're all clowns. Wallahi,
Phoenix?
fam. They're all clowns.
Come on, they're having fun. A lot of them, yo.
Nah, and they added Bismack Biyombo, and they added Alfred Payton.
I'm sorry, who?
Bismack Biyombo.
The guy got dunked on by
Was
Russell,
that news,
fam.
man?
I don't care.
And Alfred Payton. They got some good pieces there. Deep
Alfred Payton's a bum, fam. He's better with his hair.
Phoenix,
It's better this year.
I'm telling you right now, Phoenix are gonna work every team in the West.
They have no big man, fam.
Tony.
Nah, they have JaVale McGee, they have DeAndre Ayton. They have
Wait.
That's bum.
Wait, they're
Biyombo,
gonna
they
they're gonna work every team in the West?
Yeah.
Steph McLean don't exist?
No, they're gonna work that team.
Nah,
they're more dogs.
I
They're
don't
more
know about
dogs.
Especially with J-Mon Key. When he comes back, when he decides to come back and he stops fucking around, fam, that's when they're gonna start turning up. man.
Yeah, that
And
guy's-
Devin Booker dropping 30 on the clean on
They're
his head.
He's too busy on a podcast and shit.
Devin Booker dropping 30 clean on his head.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even think Philly could do numbers to Atlanta.
Yo, that's nuts. I'm not gonna lie. Trae Young is the reason why this actually happened. If you take it in.
No, fam.
He beat Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid out of the playoffs, and look what happened after.
Fam,
Ben
everything.
Simmons saying, no, everybody hates me, I'm not playing no more.
The league is
He cried.
fucked. Man, let me ask you this one question right now before we transition to all other topics. who are your top 3 shooting guards of all time?
Can I go
All
first?
time in order.
Can I
I
go
go
first?
Go first.
In order, has to be in order.
Michael Jordan,
Alright,
Kobe Bean,
alright.
and number 3rd. I can't put Harden there no more. I'll put D-Wade.
DeMar DeRozan.
D-Wade.
My top
This
3.
guy said DeRozan?
My top 3. Kobe. Kobe. Fuck.
Speak English, fam.
I'm trying to think, y'all.
You can't put Kobe over
You
Jordan.
can't put Kobe
Michael
over
Jordan
MJ.
first.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant second.
Alright.
Jay was third. And then after is D-Wade and then Harden.
As long as Harden isn't in that top 3.
No, I'm joking. D-Wade's third and then Harden's fourth. Harden, if he gets the ring, he's third.
Harden's not even 4th. Harden's 5th because
AI is better.
a man like Al Iverson
I
exists.
can't like AI one
Yeah,
run is better
I'm not
than
gonna lie.
anything
AI
else.
actually
How
is
can
better
you
than Harden.
forget AI? That's
I'm not gonna lie. AI is better than Harden still. Because he's
100%.
been to the finals.
Fuck. Now let's divert the topics from what's it called again, basketball, because basketball currently, even though it was relevant, it's not relevant topic.
That was the
last
deadline
night,
on that
last
topic.
night, a few nights ago, it's been going on. It's a reoccurring thing, Mandem. And I've been talking for a minute, but let me just scare you guys. Mandem, if you guys get a special letter in the mail, a little brown letter, top left corner has the government of Canada, and then it has each of your names because we're all above the legal age of 18, and then it says your government names. You have been selected, part of the draft, to go fight for your country, World War III.
Yeah, I'm shooting myself in the leg.
You're shooting yourself in the leg? What are you doing, fam, Benji?
I'm gonna fight.
Huh?
I'm gonna fight.
You're gonna fight for your country. I love it. What are you gonna do?
Free Tony out the can.
Free sharks at the can. I'm going to the bin with all the mandem. Ain't no way I'm fighting for Canada.
Allah,
Are you?
we're gonna hold on the ring,
Am I
fam.
fighting against some sick Russians? Am I sick? Brody, wallahi, World War III is right around the corner and it's scary, fam. These guys, Joe Biden.
Benji
Let's
thinks
keep
he's
it
gonna
a buck.
spawn. He's gonna spawn.
Benji thinks this is confirmed.
I'm destroyed.
Wallahi, fam.
Then I'm brave
Fam,
enough to do it.
TikTok,
Right?
TikTok scares me because fam, I've been getting videos, articles on Twitter, everywhere, just reading about this whole situation with Biden and fucking Putin, how their war, their war with words, and how
He's
shit's
just
gonna
Donald
get,
Trump is better
and how
than
shit's gonna get. Fam, Donald Trump, he was a guy. He was a guy.
Joe Biden looks like he just follows orders.
Whose orders?
He's the president.
His.
I don't want to get into that.
You know what I mean?
Look,
That's secret shit. But
yeah.
Preet, sorry to interrupt you. You'll go next, Freeman. But these guys live on my TikTok algorithm, I see videos of mans training me, explaining guns, trying to prepare me for war. Why is the algorithm like that, fam? The algorithm is showing a video. Wallah, I found this one guy's channel explaining about me about every single habad. I already know habads from COD, fam.
They knocked that playing ball picture of you.
Yeah, so what are they trying to do? They're trying to already mind prep me. And then me, I'm going to be on Benji status. Yo, let me go to war. Let me fight for my country.
By the
Think
way,
I'm a respawn.
By the way,
fam.
is TikTok clear? Should I download it? Am I missing out?
And
Yeah,
it's
it's
getting
not.
so weird. But yo, warfare. Do you think that's how it's gonna happen? That's old warfare. Like nowadays, like you were talking about.
You know
Imagine.
you know what they did? You know what they did to Ukraine a few weeks ago, fam? This is what Russia did. Russia completely blacked out Ukraine's fucking networks through their satellites. So they were at a complete zone where they couldn't get any type of information. Cell phones couldn't work. Wi-Fi didn't work for like I think it was about 8 hours to 12 hours where they were in a complete darkness. So what they were doing, they were testing out how their satellites work. That's what you do nowadays. First off, you completely black out the zone so no information through phones can pass around. Then aerial threat, missiles, whatnot. Then you go to ground warfare. Fam, the tech that these niggas have right now, I'm telling you, we're done for.
You seen those videos of like they're like making like these militarized like robot like military things where like they're making, because you know how much the war industry is?
A
Like,
lot,
literally,
billions, maybe even trillions.
American, it's trillions.
It's trillions,
There's
American trillions,
no
right? Yeah.
healthcare, anything else you can name that you think is important in society.
Warfare's more.
Like warfare is like way more. You know, a trillion makes a billion look like
nothing.
Like
Like
it's
nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
chump change, you know. So the fact that imagine the technology that's not released to the public yet, you know,
That we don't know
Like,
about, fam.
on some
I
AI
seen this one YouTuber tell me, fam. I was live, and I was on. Fam, there's times where I'm just vibing on nighttime, and then I go to the dark side of the net, and they're trying to explain to me to stay woke society, you know, like Freeman, stay woke. So he sends me videos, stay woke, fam. This guy's telling me, you guys really don't think we have the technology and the facilities that you actually can comprehend, fam. Not flying cars exactly, but technology's there, in my opinion. technology for fucking AIs, like advanced AIs, technology for fucking anything cyber related that's super advanced is there. It's just that humans are retarded and the government doesn't want to release it to the public. Yeah, they want to use it. Fam, what's it called? I forgot the word organization. What's the organization that fucking listens to your phone calls?
CIA.
No, that's the CIA's organization.
Yeah,
But it's I think it's Homeland or whatever it is. These guys are a multi-billion-dollar company. You don't think these guys are actually using their tech and listening to phone calls? Fam, our phones are tapped. Cookies and websites. You guys know what cookies are? When you guys go to a website, you guys accept cookies, right?
Your data is the way.
Your data is being traded away to another company.
That's how they make money.
That's how they make money, fam. All your data is being collected. Everything that you type. Have you ever just thought to yourself, you searched up something one day and then you found it on the net a few days later? Fam, everything there, fam.
You know what's actually interesting is that like the way we deal with technology right now is external, but like the way that technology is like evolving is that we're trying to make our relationship with it not external no more, internal. Because like what is it? Everyone has a virtual world now because it's your phone. It's in your hand and you're looking at it all day. You have your followers. You're in your niche groups. Whether you have games, whether you're on YouTube, it doesn't matter what. You're already there. So imagine now they're trying to do it in a way where it's like internal. So imagine we're all four of us. We're walking on the same sidewalk. EVOTS. But we're seeing different advertisements because like the chip already knows that this guy likes that.
Everyone's catered to everyone's preferences.
Doesn't this ever happen to you? You're just talking about something. What did you see on your phone? Your
data is being traded away, and that's why I'm telling you guys live. World War, anything like that is gonna happen. These guys, Biden said himself, he's like, if you're an American and you're still in Ukraine and I told you guys to evacuate, up to you guys. There is no way I'm coming to save you guys because there's war. How am I gonna come save you guys? He says Putin was like, they had a phone call today, but it was unsuccessful. Nothing happened, and there was a fucking I don't know if it was recent or a few weeks ago or maybe even months ago. Macron, the French president, and Putin, they had a meeting because Macron's kind of, he supports Americans and whatnot. It's everyone against Russia.
Bro, these guys sound like the fucking world government. I'm sorry for anime references, but these niggas sound like
we're at the reverie right now. We're at the reverie. These fucking these combos, they're interesting but scary to me. My bad, buddy. These guys live, they had a fucking meeting in Russia, but Putin and fucking Macron, they were on two different sides of the table, and the table was at least like it was a long ass table, like a very long. Reason being was because Macron, the French president, he denied. He said, "Yo, I'm not gonna take a Russian PCR test because I already did one in France. Why do I need to do one right now?" He's like, "No, the rule is in order for you to interact, plus do the handshake for the photos and whatnot, and to speak to each other face to face, you have to." He's like, "I don't want it. You just keep me distance apart." Reason being, apparently, is if you Russians, they're zooked, fam. You collect their DNA, fam. What can they do with your DNA? What did we just watch, man?
Yeah.
Black Mirror, USS Callister, fam. They're gonna put him in a little game, fam. They're gonna put the French president in the game.
Okay, stretch.
But Macron sounds like that nigga from Call of Duty. Remember the campaign in Modern Warfare?
MW2?
Russian guy, yeah. You have to pack.
Yeah, that's fucked though, yo.
But I can't lie, I have a question for you guys. This thoughts keep popping in my head mentioning this war talks. I think World War III is gonna be different than World War II and 1.
How do I think?
Yeah, like how do you think it's gonna be different?
Technology.
Yeah.
Technology.
I want to hear your imagination. Let's get instructions.
Okay, wait. You want to go into imagination?
Yeah,
you want to know how it's gonna be different? Soldiers are gonna be vlogging. The soldiers are gonna be doing TikTok.
Hey guys, woke up today.
They do that right now, though.
They do that right now, but not war.
That's in the army. That's in the army.
They're at the base. They're at the base vibing. But their lives gonna be in the trenches, in the gutters of gutters. There's gonna be gunshots after gunshots happening.
Well, you guys are talking about like ground warfare, but we never even talked about the elephant in the room, the nukes. Like that is.
Brody, I'm telling you right now.
Nukes, if someone goes 30 and all, you know what I mean?
No, nukes is gonna happen, fam. Do you know how much, fam, out of all the whole world, Russia's #1 in nukes. They have the most amount of nukes. And their nukes are different type of
They're
nukes,
crazy.
fam.
They have a big country for a reason, fam. They're the biggest country.
Fam, these guys, if New York gets nuked, fam, we're done for. That radioactive material, fam, apparently they did tests. There's these little tests that they do online simulators. And the craziest nuke that's ever happened in the world won't touch Toronto, but we haven't seen what they currently have with today's technology. So 100% that radioactive material. Bodhi, let me ask you guys a question. If you get a warning, you got a little TV right there, or your little phones, you get an amber alert, beep, beep, beep. There is a nuke activity. What are you guys doing?
I have to hold everybody in my house's hands.
At
and
that
say,
point, it's like,
just
yo,
pray.
like,
This guy said
That's
hold
a
hands
risk.
and pray. Okay, what about no? I don't ask you. I want to ask you first.
Oh.
What do you do if a nuke's happen? If a nuke's coming, you get that message. I'm not gonna tell you the details of the message because I'll tell you instructions. But I want to know if you guys are
all
mentally
we can do
prepared
is
for
what
war.
Thomas-
Shut up. You answer. Freeman,
I would
Benji.
run.
We're gonna run.
Okay. These guys, these two would have survived a nuke. Freeman.
At that point, all you can do is pray, cause it's
Pray.
What can you race?
All
can't-
you guys are
you
dumb.
can't. You what can?
I know what I'll do.
You know how
you know what I'll
fa-
do?
You know the speed of all of this happening, like.
It's 20 minutes. Around 20 minutes, half an hour. Do you want to know what
Oh.
the instructions are in an ambulance situation like that?
What?
Oh,
Go
okay,
underground.
So, oh yeah.
Go
yeah,
underground.
But where underground? Like basement?
As deep as you possibly can go.
So keep digging.
As deep as because once the nuke hits, it's gonna destroy almost
I'll
every
meet you
single
guys-
surface above. The
I'll meet you at
worst,
Kipling
the
Station.
fam, go to train
Nah,
stations, go to the trenches.
That's very
trenches.
nice. Well, like, you,
And you
well,
wanna
sure,
wait.
when the nuke's happening, I'm praying, but you're digging up your own grave.
Fridas, the reason being is because fam, the radioactive material is still gonna be in the air.
You're right.
fam.
It's actually
Chernobyl, so much shit like that.
It's
fam.
safer being underground, even with the earthquake, fam. Like it's actually safer to be underground because like it actually holds the pressure of like the like.
No, but I think earthquake is different. Though. Even
No, but even Earth, because like you know, I read this.
For earthquake, you don't want the buildings falling on
Elon
you.
Musk was
Yeah.
talking.
Nah, earthquakes
Elon
are
Musk
just
was
like,
talking
yeah.
about it, and he was like, "Yo, like," because they asked him like, well, "What about flying cars? When that's gonna happen?" And then he broke it down. He's like, "To be honest, like realistically, like everyone loves that, but he's like, right now, imagine LA, like it's so much traffic on
On
the
the
ground.
road, yeah.
He's like, it would make so much more sense if we made underground tunnels." And he said, I know people get scared with the idea of like, oh,
He
what
did
if
it right now.
things caving in. He's like, but like it's actually safe for underground with earthquakes and everything. Like the magnetism or whatever.
The tectonic plates,
you know, like
California,
actually,
they keep hitting.
like the magnetism or whatever, like the scientific explanation actually keeps it safer underground when something like earthquake happens. So like, yeah, I can imagine what you're saying makes sense. Like underground is the way to go if something happens above ground.
Flying cars was the biggest myth, though. You ever watch the movie Back to the Future? How they
Bro,
predicted 2010?
I would,
They predicted-
fam, I would love flying cars to happen, but it's
That's
gonna
a
kind
big
of late
one.
because World War. Man, I'm gonna ask you guys another question to see if you guys are war
Somebody
ready
made
or
one.
nuke ready. If let's say they say yo, a nuke's gonna happen, you have about an hour. You guys know right now to go underground. What type of food are you guys taking?
Canned
No,
beans.
not food.
Canned food.
What are you guys taking with you?
Water.
Okay, water bottles, right?
Yeah.
And
Bread.
red. Okay. And Freeman, Benji, be smart.
Well, fruits get
They
fruits,
go bad?
They go bad. So like bread and water are two stuff that don't go bad.
Okay.
Canned foods.
Canned food, yeah, like tuna and shit.
Canned foods, a
Yeah,
bunch
like-
of canned foods. The only reason I'm telling you guys this,
I'm taking
and
this.
the Potters, and this guy, yeah, you're fucked.
Okay,
What do you say?
because
What do you say?
I just want to address a statement that Tony said because you're talking about flying cars, right? And it's actually in 2021. There's an African like inventor guy that created something called Macrobat. It's like a flying car, and this is how it looks.
Hear this right now. I
And
think
it's actually real.
I
you
think-
know,
I
he
think-
made it, and it's you know what they use it for is because like in those some African terrains, it's hard to get like around like over some landscapes because maybe there's water or like different landscapes.
Cheetahs and shit.
So it's like it makes it easier to get across, you know,
yeah.
and it can be piloted by a person or remotely piloted with a passenger or remotely piloted with cargo only. So it's actually the technology is there, man. To be honest,
It is there,
like,
you're right.
so the extent of technology is like
It's at a halt.
exponential. It's not at a halt. It's
It's not.
exponential, meaning that it only multiplies more and more and more as time
Brody,
goes.
I'm telling you right now, Benji,
I'm fast.
you're an old fart. You cannot comprehend what's gonna happen.
This guy's
in the future,
talking about
fam.
TikTok.
Fam, you,
I like
you,
this,
fam,
you guys are like
you're,
close to
you're not
me,
even on,
you
you're not
know
even on
more
TikTok,
than-
fam.
you know
TikTok,
more than you-
fam,
you guys
TikTok's
are
the
close.
greatest app ever in my opinion. Fam.
Is it?
I get all my information from there. Fam, it's a place where I can go for Dean, ball, soccer, fucking Twitter hub, so much other shit. So much info, fam.
You should just
I
left
have,
that.
to, I have to add that in there. But man, Predas, technology right now, it's evolving currently. Right now, we're in a kind of a predicament because we're in that transition where we're slowly transiting to something else, and it's gonna get crazier and crazier and crazier. That Black Mirror episode I recommended you guys, where they had a little VR chip, and they go into an alternate VR world, and they're able to live their best VR life. we are at the beginning of that right now with the metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg,
Kick you though, my bad.
you are a fucking lizard, fam. Because at the end of the day, even let's say if he doesn't make it, someone else will. Because it's gonna happen. Man, let me tell you guys this little article that I was reading online.
Alright, before you why you pulling that up, I want to ask a man a question. You guys ever try VR gaming and shit?
Yeah. Not gaming, but other activities.
I've had I went.
Yeah,
I tried like I think at Dave and Buster's, the one where you put like
Other activities?
Jurassic Park like.
Oh,
that's the
am I the only one not safe for work activities?
But yo,
Am I the one that did not safe for work activities?
Yeah.
What?
There's some VR spots too, like you play zombies.
Yeah, fam.
Crazy.
But imagine right now it's a big headset. It's gonna transition to affordable glasses.
Yeah.
it's like
and
I
then
said,
it's gonna
yo,
transition to that little circle shit.
Exactly.
I think there'll be headphones too.
They're gonna be, fam, you don't need headphones.
There's
It's
Like
gonna
a chip on the side.
It's gonna keep transitioning.
yeah, they're slowly gonna change our relationship with technology. Right now, everything is external.
Yeah, don't
your
you feel
virtual world right now, it's in your hand.
Yeah.
So now, like you said, they're gonna introduce it slowly. You know how everyone's saying brain chip? I'm so
Yeah.
scared.
But really,
they're not
Peter's-
gonna show you a
yeah.
brain chip first. They're gonna
Yeah.
give you glasses, and they're gonna give you, different little tools.
Yeah.
Like imagine, okay, this generation could complain, but when you have kids, your kids are gonna. That's the world they grew up having a VR.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, "Dad, I want that brain chip. That might be the latest, sickest technology."
Yeah.
And because it might be nice to them, they don't have the perspective of like this not being normal.
Yeah, but Peters though, like one thing, like right now, what I'm taking in too, like yo, man, what I'm thinking is like, yo, we touched the peak in our current tech.
No, we didn't.
Like
No, I don't think we did.
like the PS5 is like the PS4. The new iPhone is like the iPhone 5.
You don't
It's like,
understand.
No, bro, you got it
Is it-
all
is it-
backwards,
is
fam.
it-
They're gonna keep every
Fam,
technology.
it's like a setback for a major like comeback.
It's-
you
there-
know?
there is no
It's
setback,
never a
man.
setback with technology because you know what?
It just keeps
You're just
evolving.
talking about it from a consumer mentality. At the end of the day, they sell you a PS4 that's similar to a PS5.
PS3,
to make
PS4
more
is a big jump.
At the end of the day,
The
they're not
PS5
gonna
is-
make the next jump super crazy jump because they know they can just milk you till they get you to that point, even if they have technology. The point is that technology is exponential in its growth, meaning it's gonna go faster and it multiplies. So it only gets bigger and bigger and bigger no matter what, and you can't stop it.
Man, let me read you guys this article that I seen by the lovely Miss Jane Patel. This is on the Washington Post, the Independent. She's a girl in England. She said she recently shared her experience of sexual harassment in the metaverse. Within 60 seconds of her putting on the glasses and being in the game, I was verbally and sexually harassed by 3 to 4 male avatars with male voices. Essentially, but virtually gang raped. Because they gave to her in the game. So in the game, you have your glasses, you have your little 2 controllers, and all you see, you're in the game, you see a bunch of avatars groping you. Because that's what she was doing. They said herself, they're groping you.
Is it possible
And she
to
was
log
scared.
out?
It is possible to log out. You don't feel it in real life. You feel it in the game. So she reported it. Fam, niggas getting sexually harassed in a whole
Mentally,
virtual
that's
in
so
a whole
crazy.
in a whole nother universe, fam. In a whole other virtual world. And that's not the first person, fam. You see that shit on Twitch right now, where niggas groping each other on fucking game and shit. Fam, Speed.
Yeah.
Speed's doing that to people right now. Speed's fucked.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Speed's off the shits, fam. So man, when I tell you guys, tech is gonna keep evolving,
Yeah.
and the world. First off, World War III right now is happening, but if let's say World War III doesn't happen, the place is just gonna get darker and darker and darker, fam.
Facts. Factino, wallah,
I'm
you're
playing the
facts.
game right now. Detroit becomes human, fam. I never played that game. I knew about it for a minute, but I just copped it right now, fam. And that game is set in 2035. That game came out like 2018, and they're predicting what's gonna happen then. There's gonna be androids everywhere. There's gonna be an android made in your house. You can buy it for a few bands, and then they do whatever you want. You don't have to lift a finger in the house. You tell it to
It's
go.
like a
They
robot.
have a little chip. It's a robot. It's Android. They have a little fucking chip on the side, and they follow instructions. When they go to another store, it's an Android cashier, fam. Right now, when you go to fucking Dollarama, Shoppers Drug Mart, do you see cashiers?
Yeah.
Cashiers' jobs are gone. No, they're not. They're not there. It's just a bunch of
Self-checkout
fucking
is like a
self-checkouts.
baby
Self-checkout,
version
yeah.
of
Yo,
what
say-
you're talking
say-
about.
say-
Self-checkout is
Sharks.
the basic version of that.
Sharks.
Yeah.
Because self-checkout, you can only do minor things.
Yeah, that's the story.
Android will be able to interact. Right now,
It's gonna
the
be
Chelsea-
calling you by your first name.
Yeah,
like,
the Chelsea just won the FIFA Club World Cup. It was reported that they were using fucking robot referees. Not like an actual robot referee in the game, but I'm talking about for like linesmen and for offsides and whatnot. Offside technology. Robots were actually predicting because they said human error was too much.
Yeah.
We're gonna see that in the NBA. Imagine seeing fucking
oh,
athletes.
you
Imagine
seen
seeing
that, you seen
athletes.
the Nets verse?
the NETAVERSE,
You see
the
that?
whole different perspective of a whole different camera angle.
It's crazy. It's like your,
Oh, I see
it's
that,
like your
I see
course
that.
side. It's like
I seen
your
that, I
course
seen that.
side.
Yeah, I seen that.
I seen an article saying you will be able to go to Hajj in VR.
That's
Complete
mad.
Hajj.
That's nuts.
That's mad.
First off, your Hajj is not accepted because you have to
No,
physically
that's
go
like a
there.
practice.
You don't take
game,
it in.
bro.
You don't take it in.
You know when you do like a practice game?
Stop.
So someone who's
Yeah.
saving up for Hajj, he's like, I'm gonna get ready.
Stop.
That's fucked.
They're
Allah.
practicing.
You know what's fucked too? You take it in how
That's
much.
crazy,
You
man.
take it in when technology. The more technology evolves, take it in how much jobs are gonna be like gone.
But
110%.
but
Like,
also
even like fucking waitresses and shit.
So-
More waitresses.
when you lose when the industry dies, that means
Another
a
one's
new
reborn.
industry comes out. You
Yeah.
know. So that brings up the next question. The whole what is value? What is the value of money? First of all, cash tender done. It's gonna be gone. Everything will be data. It's easier for
Already is
everything to
currently
be-
right now.
The-
What is that?
everything's-
What is that? Something you carry cash around
Everything's
with
already
you?
data, but we're not even there that much yet. Even if you go to like African countries, and you think these are third world countries, I swear to God, you go to these countries like Somalia.
They use Cash App. They don't have Cash App,
don't
but they
use
have.
no cash, bro.
They-
And
that's
they
something
have
called-
way better. It's not even e-transfer. It's
It's
much
something so
easier.
simpler, yeah.
Like if I say yo,
It's like
Shark-
damn shit on
if
the
I say
go.
yo sharks, give me $1, he'll just be like, oh, do
You
data.
can tap each other's
Quick.
phones.
You know how it'll
shit.
start evolving, like, even
So-
even in economy way. You know how technology is like evolving it, like are changing it. Like look at it right now, like everybody's looking at the metaverse to get money, like NFTs and shit. That's a
You're
big
an
source.
NFT thief.
And yo,
But I for real, I do
Look
NFTs. I also NFTs.
Fam, he wants NFTs, fam. Everyone's on their own thing, you know, fam. NFTs, no one knows, fam. Not no one knows. People know, of course, but so much people are buying into NFTs, not knowing what the fuck it is, fam.
Of course.
Hey,
These
man.
guys
Yo, you
just
see
try-
that? You see that kid on what's called Impulsive, that Logan Paul's podcast? You see
Yeah.
that little kid? Am I?
What would he say?
He's fucking in middle school. He's making billions off NFTs, bro.
Fam, he doesn't know what NFT is. He's just whopping it, fam.
Yeah, he just.
I-
I'm
Day,
about to
fam.
start whopping it too, fam.
It's crazy. You just all you have to do is make like you just buy it for 200. The value goes up like crazy.
So yo, and another thing is
It's like
funny.
even Tory Lanez, even artists, my bad. Even like an artist, yeah, Tory Lanez, you know he's whopping his album. on
Forget that
Metaverse.
Israel Adana. He has the NFT chain of him fucking kicking guys. A UFC fighter. He has a chain and then an Apple Watch that
Khabib?
replays not Khabib, fucking Israel things. A Nigerian guy.
I personally said.
my bad, continue, Freeman.
No, I was
Like-
gonna say like it's interesting. Like we're talking about the value of money and how it's gonna be like perceived in the future. It's funny because like even society itself is gonna be different. Social value is gonna now mean something because now since they have every lick of your data and DNA, like imagine they can know how you are like as a citizen, like you know if you're upstanding or not. So like example, China did beta testing like. They've been doing beta testing. So
They
for
do beta tests that we don't even know about, fam.
It's basically called social credit value. Every person, based on what you do, you have value and you could lose it. For example, you could get your dog taken away if the city recognizes your social credit system. As a dog owner, you're getting your points deducted if you don't walk your dog with a leash. Or
Wow.
it causes public disturbances.
Wow.
Or for example, if you do some like a lawyer lost his job because like his social credit like was
Fam, you see
was
that black?
deducted.
You see that Black Mirror episode where fucking everyone you have to maintain a rating in order to be accepted in social values in fucking restaurant. Imagine you go in a restaurant and people tell you you don't have enough ratings to come inside this restaurant.
That's crazy, man. Because
You
know
don't
how-
have enough credits to fucking to rent a car. You don't have enough fucking clout. It's basically clout points. You don't have enough clout points to fucking rent out a place in a hotel.
And that's the thing too, because like yo, right now we already have we have credit for like financial, but China's beta testing not only for like financial credit tracker, but your
Social.
it makes a whole moral dimension
Yeah.
that now you have to abide by their moral laws.
But not other people's morals, their own morals. That's where we become a moralist society, where we have to cater to the people on top and go by their rules in order to be morally accepted in society. Fam, the world's fucked. I'm telling
And you
you
know,
right
okay,
now.
I'll give you an example where like for example, in July of 2018, a Chinese university denied an incoming student his spot because the student's father had a bad social credit for not paying a loan. So because his dad had a low credit,
They denied him.
they denied his kid to go to a school. Imagine how that's messed
Fuck,
up.
bro.
Fam.
That's fucked. The kid has nothing to do with his father's.
Now they're trying to judge us and be like playing like God and stuff, man. These guys are playing, fam.
At the end of the day, fam, we're gonna reach a situation where doom could none. We have to adapt to it. 'Cause if you don't adapt to it, you're missing out.
But we're already
100%,
kind of adapt to it now either way.
Right now, we're in a society.
supposed to be
Let me say to you the basic minimum. You see that little social clout that you were explaining earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We have that right now. If you're not bumping on the socials, if you're not thinking, people aren't gonna reach you like that. People can be like, oh, you're weird, you're this, because people live on their phones. People live their lives on phones, fam.
Bro,
Like
shit.
IG, it's a whole page where you're showing off the best parts of your life for other people's attention.
Yeah.
That's what we live at.
Do you really think we live on our phones now more than ever?
But at the end of the day, you
100%,
highlighted.
100%.
So you're highlighting the negative of it, and understandably, like.
So tell me the positive.
So yeah, what
by
about
being
positive?
stuck in it, you might be losing on your real life experience. But the positive
You can
is
make money on your phone.
okay.
So,
Yeah,
like,
that's a positive. But the
that's
big
a positive.
positive I believe is that the fact that now this is a brand new era in like all of time.
Yeah.
But for the first time, in a sense, as like the playing field is much more equal in the sense that like everyone has the ability to documentation.
Yeah.
And documenting like something is so valuable, not only for like your lifetime, but for it precedes your whole.
I'm not gonna lie, documenting media is kind of important. Cause like I realize that nowadays, especially my dad. My dad he's been collecting pictures from us as youngins, fam. And he has videos of us as kids. Fam. I never really understood it. Now watching it back, me as kids, fam, it's memories, fam, that we can cherish. Wallahi, fam. I nearly cried up watching them videos, fam.
You see, like back in the day,
Throwback days, huh?
see the thing.
Wallahi, the throwback days when the world was pure, fam. When we knew nothing about the world, how dirty it was.
Okay, let me show you this. You said when the world was pure, but let me flip the whole script. Back in the time when the dark ages, when it was so easy for a society to be like the monarch, the top of the class of the society, could have easily just co-walled the lower class because they didn't read, they couldn't document, they didn't have intellectual property because they weren't allowed to. But you know, nowadays, even though like we have so much dark shit going on in our society, at the end of the day, everyone's voice is applicable, you know? And whether you want to...
Not everyone's voice is applicable, everyone has a voice.
Listen,
social media gives
everyone's voice is applicable, meaning that at the end of the day, it will get accepted into the verse, you know? And no one can shut it down, you know? Whether you want to use it for bad or good, at the end of the day, the fact that, you know, people back in the past would kill... They would kill to be able to broadcast to the whole world
their hardships.
Even if they didn't make it to live, just the fact that the message got out there and there's hope out there, you know, that is powerful.
So let me skip. You said it was powerful. I agree 100% to be able to vote because there's so many situations right now where we see tragedies around the world and then we're able to come together, unite, and try to make change. And sometimes change does happen. Let me bring the negative aspect of it, and I want you to run up. There's this current situation happening with Joe Rogan, and I know you wanted to bring that up. Joe Rogan basically right now, cancel culture is after his ass because they got multiple videos.
First of all, before you go into it, I just want to address something. Isn't it funny, especially on Black History Month, that white people are calling out white people for being racist nowadays? But back just not even that long ago, all white people pretended like racism didn't even exist then. You know, and now they're calling each other out. Man, you know, this is the tricky thing about racism nowadays is that like even when someone gets called out and the proof is right there, it's hard to understand whether did that person just call them out to do like a chess move because they knew that if I just pull up this guy's old like content like as a chess move, like I can easily mess up his image and it'll ruin his brand.
Ruin his livelihood,
so like
everything for his family.
That just shows me like, does that person who called them out are they really for the movement? So at the end of the day, like that's already a mixed message. I don't know, but like I still have to address the elephant in the room. You know, when I saw like the video, it was especially when I saw when Joe Rogan, even though it was taken out of context, the fact that like Joe Rogan, you know, you see the one where he's like, he went to the hood with his friends to watch Planet of the Apes, and they hopped out the whip. They're like, yo, this is the Planet of the Apes. They made that, and they're laughing like it's a joke. Fam, at the end of the day, if they said that like to black people, that'd be a dead joke. But to white boys, that's ha ha ha, that's so funny, you know. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, there's tiers to racism. I'm not saying every racist is a redneck that's gonna shoot you, but all I know is that white people have like compartmentalized, and they just automatically they're carrying so much like microaggressions they don't even know in their behavior.
Yeah.
And like
exactly like Alex the pilot.
Who's that?
The one that
yeah,
did
Alex
that
the
young
pilot,
couple
bro.
on the
He's not
jet.
pushing P. That
Yeah,
guy is
like,
not
yeah.
P, fam.
Yo, you guys are goofs, man. Fuck it.
No, but on some real shit, like,
Yeah.
there's some truth within that sentiment. At the end of the day, like, if you look a certain way as a black man and you go to, like, a higher class, like, type of, like, you know, a bunch of white people or something.
They'll look down on
they
you.
might be look like,
So it's
yo,
just black person.
well, how do you have the money? You know, two things might just come out their head. He's either a gangster
Or he's
you
drug
know?
dealer.
Yeah. So, regardless of if they do anything, like, they do anything to you, whether they say to you or even if they don't hurt you, like, physically, mentally, they already are in their own, like, they already have their own, like, flaw in their ignorant minds, you know? At the end of the day, I'm not saying they're the only, like, everyone has their blind spots, but white people are, like, they've been denying that blind spot.
I seen this video of Joe Biden. Someone saying, "Yo, for canceling Joe Rogan, why don't you cancel Joe Biden?" Joe Biden, this video of him in court live saying the N-word multiple times, but that video was taken out of context because he was quoting someone, and in that manner, it was accepted because he's quoting it word for word in the court of law. So you can't twist the words at the end of the day. So you can't cancel someone. In my opinion, fam, even if this is documented on video or not. These guys are saying it behind closed doors. Who gives a fuck? Unless they're directing it at a person and being directly racist at another human being, then yeah, okay, cancel it. But who gives a fuck, fam? At the end of the day, on your ones, just crush them. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, good luck trying to crush Joe Rogan because this guy's legs, fam.
Yeah, his legs, his arms
if
too.
if he kicks, he has one of the strongest kicks in the world, fam. In the world.
Who?
Is Joe Rogan. If he kicks you, fam, you're dying. You're dying, 100%.
What if he kicks me?
Bro, shut up.
Man, yo, honestly, like,
Sticks and stones.
you're honestly up to you, kind of right in the sense that, like, there's so little that you could really do to, like, those type of people, because if we get at Joe Rogan, we have to get at every Joe. That's literally all the white people. They
All
have
white
that,
Joes,
they
all
see,
Joes.
Yeah.
you know.
So the sloppy Joes.
The best thing we could do, honestly, is that just talk about it. That's the minimum you could do.
Fam,
As in, like,
AB said it himself. Fucking Antonio Brown, fam. You just gotta kumbaya, fam. You just gotta be out here kumbaya, fam.
What does that mean?
Kumbaya.
But I kind of disagree with
But
you
you're for real.
because at the end of the day, like, even if you have the under the rug type of racism, they're still racist. Even if you say what.
No, but he's
what
not
you-
denying.
How you gonna?
No,
How
but
you
he's
okay?
not
How you
denying
gonna
that,
know it?
but he's not denying that. Okay,
No, but then that's what I'm saying.
He's not denying that.
If you
but
didn't know, you don't know it.
He's saying he's not denying that, but he's saying, "What's your plan of action?" Okay, Joe Rogan is racist. What are you gonna do now?
I'm not gonna do nothing personally. Me.
Exactly. Okay, that's what he's saying. We don't have time to do anything. We don't have time to hate. They want as black people, why would you waste your time hating? Because then you're gonna hate everybody, you know.
Yeah,
so now
everybody's a little
instead
racist,
of doing that, like,
to be honest.
I know it's joking the kumbaya, but like in the most grown adult thing to do now is what can we do?
What could we?
We'll
Yeah,
call
they
voice.
actually- literally.
Voice. For what do you mean now?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we talk, and that's at the end of the day, change is slow. Wallahi. That's the one thing you can't be mad at change because it's slow. So
It doesn't happen overnight.
and you know, all I know is that
We gotta start somewhere.
every just know this is my belief, man. Every single problem in the world could be solved by conversation.
That's
But
literally all
we're
it
not
is.
willing to.
L.
But we're not willing to. Give me a problem and I'll prove right now my theory.
I
No,
agree with you. I agree with
give me a
you.
problem
Well,
right now.
did I-
Give me
Go
any
ahead,
problem in the world
Go
right
ahead.
now.
Well,
and
go ahead.
Right now, everything you're talking about is based off. Or look at this.
Don't tell me what it-
Everybody has an identity crisis is because of the technology.
Okay.
And it gets worse and worse. Alright. Back in the days.
That's a problem, right?
Hold on.
No.
Just state the problem. State the
No,
problem.
hold on.
Easy-
Back in the day,
I was watching Eazy-E's interviews and stuff like
Okay.
the first like gangster rapper or whatever. He's talking to a white girl on national television and they're debating about the word nigga. Like right now you can't even do that. And
No,
I
but then.
think-
Okay, hold up.
No, the girl said
Hold up.
you guys say nigga. You guys call yourself niggers.
Hold up.
You know what I mean?
At the end of the day,
Like that's an open conversation.
okay, hold up. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's not really an open conversation because we can go on find old presidents that used to say the N-word. They used to say that was normal back then. And at the end of the day, the reason why it was normal back then is because
Nobody was sensitive.
Look, it's not sensitive, bro. It's black people were oppressed.
Nobody was sensitive. You know why? Because you say shit like that.
And now we're racist.
That's the funny
One
part.
second.
Let me explain to you now.
That's the hilarious part.
It's everybody's more sensitive.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's not about sensitivity. If a white person wanted, listen, you know Emmett Till, right? A white lady said, "Yo, this black boy tried to hit on me." What? A 15-year-old black? They said what? They lynched him. At the end of the day, that's not open. There was no openness.
You know why?
No
Because
sensitivity.
everybody's on.
At the end of the day, it was a white voice has more strength than a black voice, and that was the system. So that's why white people could go on TV back then and say the N-word. Nowadays they can't, because slowly and slowly black people have been reclaiming their power.
How do they reclaim it?
I agree 100%.
How do we do Black Lives Matter? How do we protest?
It's not even about Black Lives Matter right now.
It's all propaganda. It's all like everything we talk about is like
Okay.
social propaganda. Is
No, but hold on, Freeman.
It's
That's the
all-
way.
hold on.
No, back to what you were saying.
Everybody's
Hold on.
One by one.
Hold on. You're going in a rabbit hole right now. First of all, I
wanna
said
explain the
first.
rabbit hole.
No. You're going in a rabbit hole because first you went to Easy E and then now you're going to some different thing. I want
to say my point.
I want to go. We can go one by one. First, we're gonna state your problem and we're gonna answer that. But before we do that, at the end of the day, if you're trying to say like give me the propaganda and conspiracy, that's great. You could have a whole discussion about that. But we will never deny the actual good people that put in the good work. Like Malcolm, like even if you don't want to talk about Black Lives Matter or whatever, there's guys that had voices that pushed and they were genuine.
Exactly.
So the fact we can't deny that.
Uncle Sharks.
So at the end of the day,
Exactly.
So when a white lady can go on TV with her goofy journalism degree, who probably doesn't even have a better education than Benji right now, and she's out here saying the N-word on TV because she knows she can say it, and then everyone, the network is white.
That
no
dumb
one's
bitch
gonna
on
stop
Fox
her.
News,
And who
the girl who
and
told her
the-
brother,
and
the girl
even
Laura
when-
Ingram.
Laura
Look at us.
Ingram,
Look at us.
Exactly.
I like
That's literally the 2021 version of what you're saying.
Literally perfect.
And
Alright,
it's like
I swear to God,
and
you're right.
it's so crazy how that can still happen today, and no one could bat an eye.
Yeah.
So don't you
You know what? Because
don't you
it
think don't you think through all of those issues you can just solve it by a conversation?
Exactly. No.
So how can you solve issues in today's modern society with everything? How would you solve issues? If you have let's say me and you, we have issues. How do we normally solve it?
We talk it out.
Conversation.
What is that?
We talk it out.
Okay, so how so on besides me and you, we have that connection, we have that brother connection. Let's say you have an issue with another person in the world. Let's say in my situation, I'm not sure if you guys had racism dealt with you guys. There's time where me and my dukes and my sister, we were at a mall. We just came out of here, a fucking beauty supply store, a hair beauty supply store. And then we're walking, I forgot what store we're walking to, but we're just walking around the mall. Live, this one guy looked at my mom. He said, "Go back to your country, you dumb terrorist."
Wow.
I was a few feet away. My sister spazzed out. Who the fuck are you talking to?
You should put your hand on him.
It's this bummy looking man. And then he spat. Alhamdulillah, the spit didn't hit my mom. It hit fucking a whole different side of the escalator.
But you about to fight him.
Fam, I came running down the escalator. He walked back down. I grabbed him. Who the fuck do you think you are? And apparently, the ladies who fucking work there, whatnot, and a few of the other people, they already know him because he's a regular. "Oh, leave him alone. There's something wrong with his mental. Please don't put."
That's the excuse they give him.
They told me.
Exactly,
They told me don't put. No, but at the end of the day, he looks like he has issues. At the end of the day, he looks like he's not 100. He is a regular in the mall, and then he doesn't stop common people. He says, take your scarf off. Show me your real hair if you have any. He's saying it to my mom. Mom just walk away. Mom's trying to calm me down. I'm red, fam.
Yeah.
I want to break this guy's face. The ladies had the audacity to tell me, put your hands on him. They told me let go. I had to let go. Scared you there. They're like, yo, put your hands on him. We're calling the police. And in that situation, I had to smarten up. My sister was spazzing up. I had to be the wise person. I was like, yo, if I break this guy's face, I will get enjoyment for about 2 seconds. That's not going to change who he is, even if he's 100 or not. Because at the end of it, so how would I be able to change him?
Can I add it?
No, he said he could change people over a conversation.
So wait,
Okay.
Wait. If I beat him in the face, if I beat a racist and I break him and I fucking use all my might, is that gonna change their racist?
Okay,
person?
can I give you
No.
an example of
No,
real?
you gotta be more careful of who he talks
Exactly what I'm
about.
saying.
That's the only
But
difference.
you know, the thing is, whatever, say something crazy happens, a big public figure that becomes racist and stuff, right? It's like everybody pushes their opinion online, you know what I mean? And that's what makes it bigger, because everybody sees that, you know what I mean?
Forget online. You're going to a whole different.
Okay,
Alright,
hold up. I think he's misconceiving my whole thing. Okay, first of all, I want to let it be known. Yes, you're right in the fact that you can't change people, but that's not what a conversation is meant to do. If you realize, when I say If when we're
You can't
talking,
say nobody's been over a
okay,
conversation.
listen to me. That's exactly what I said. What is a conversation? First of all, when me and somebody are talking, we're listening to each other. What does listening mean? You listen not only to just listen,
To understand.
To understand. So the whole point of a conversation is to bridge two things and bring an understanding, not to have a change of a person, to change your beliefs or change my beliefs. So let me give you an example.
Understand
They talk
one
about our
another.
opinions.
Let me give you an example of the. Let me give you the most extreme example. So there's a guy who went to the bin. He's a black guy. He's in the bin. It's literally death row, and he has like his cellmate on the guy on the other side of his cell he's on death row, and he's up next, right? And the guy on the other side, he was a white guy, and he's like KKK, and he's there, and the guy across from him is like a black guy, and they eventually start talking, and he's like, yo, like, this white guy, like, he was listening to this black guy talk. They just eventually start talking so much where, like, the black guy's like, what's wrong? Like, well, why did you come up with all this hate? Like, he just wanted to know, like, why, you know? And he's like, yo, honestly, like, my dad taught me from the jump. From the jump,
Right,
he
from
told
the
me, hate them. Even before I seen them, interacted, got to know them.
It's already
hate
in your
them,
mind.
And then to the point where I, embodied that, and he's there in the bin, ready, he's about to die. A man on death, he's already committed all his sins. There's nothing left to do but wait for death. He's having a conversation. This conversation, he starts talking, they open up so deeply, where to the point where this guy's like, yo, I'm sorry, man. Like, I apologize, for all the hate I had in my heart, for everything, like, this might be late, but I understand now, everything, like, my perspective, how it was flawed. And the black guy accepted it, and they left that conversation with an understanding. No matter, now, at least now he went into death with an understanding. So that's all it is, man. So that proves the point that a conversation solves all problems. It's just people are not willing to have a conversation based on ego and other things.
Exactly, 100%.
Alright, look. Yeah. So yeah, hear my opinion now. Alright. Fuck, I forgot my. Alright, look. Pretty much, or look. Exactly what you said exactly proves the point I'm trying to make the whole time. I was trying to push it, but you said a whole lot
No,
of
it
stuff.
doesn't.
Look,
You said
wait,
the
wait,
opposite.
alright, but
Let him
thank
explain,
you for that. Look, me and you can have two different opinions. Someone can have two different opinions. Whether it was something that you're programmed with, people, the way you grew up, or whatever people are telling you in your head is your opinion. Whatever you could do, you can't just talk. You could talk it out. This is what I hate about people. You could talk it out. You can speak your opinion. I can speak my opinion like that. But at the same time, like, people are so arrogant to the point where they speak their opinion and they try to say someone's opinion, thinking they know the full entire solution out of that. You know what I mean?
No, you're getting it wrong, fam. We're not trying to find a
You're
solution.
talking about the problem.
We're trying to find
That is the problem,
Yeah, that's
and
the
that's
problem.
what I'm
No,
saying.
what you explain is the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, if two people bump heads, the reason they bump heads is because they do not understand each other.
Yeah.
But in order for them to understand each other, they can simply have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with the world right now. The story I explained earlier
A
about that
simple
racist guy.
conversation, that's all.
Okay, you're denying that.
No, it's not that you
no,
understand.
I'm
You know,
saying-
trying to say, even if you have the conversation, that person can still have the opinion about you, even
Yeah,
what
okay,
doesn't matter
so
what you say.
what is
Doesn't
your
matter what you
so
say.
yeah,
Doesn't
so
matter.
no,
But what is your
so
intention?
sure,
Now it's opening up your
So
intentions.
pre what I'm trying to say though.
You can't take
Pre-
everything out of somebody.
no,
You
I'm
have to
saying-
understand that.
Pre what I'm trying
It's
to say
not
though.
you
Let me
guys.
say-
Pre what I'm trying to say. Just exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly what you guys are trying to say. Me and you can have opinions. You can talk about your opinion. I can talk about my opinion, how I disagree with it. But I can't go in and try to change your opinion knowing I can solve the problem fully.
Okay,
You know, the way
why,
you're programmed.
the
into.
issue is why are we trying to change those opinions?
Yeah,
Have
why?
you ever heard? Have
And
you
that's
never,
the
have you
ego
ever heard,
talking.
Have you
That's
ever heard?
the arrogance.
Have you ever
Exactly,
heard?
exactly.
Have you ever heard of a situation, agree to disagree, where you guys come to a mutual understanding? Okay, you're strong on your beliefs, I'm strong on my beliefs. However, this conversation benefited the both of us, where we came to understand
To
that
agree to
understand each other's
to a
minds.
minimum agreement, the basic agreement.
Yeah, understand each other why we have that opinion, you know?
Why we have
like
that-
that, like that conversation you
That's,
mentioned in
that
prison.
is a conversation, though.
Yeah.
That's a conversation. Even though we may not change for his opinion,
Yeah.
a conversation is needed. Right now, we don't have. Who knows? You never know, fam. At the end of the day, you're assuming for people. Don't assume. At the end of the day, a conversation.
Exactly,
You
that's all I
can
can do.
no, but you can change someone's perspective. Let's say if I had a conversation with that guy who screamed all those retarded shit at my mom. If I had that conversation with him, I could have been able to, maybe.
Yeah.
But if I
So,
had two
but-
choices:
yeah.
either beat the fuck out of him or have a
talk to him,
conversation. What would be the smartest solution?
Talk to him.
Okay.
Because beating up will, is
And
consequences
then
after
even,
that.
even if we don't come to a mutual agreement, so long as I had a conversation with him, that's
So let me
my
get this
part
straight.
done.
That's the main point. No matter what, have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what the world's
I have
lacking
one more
right now.
question too. It's
Wait,
like
before you say that, I just want to say this. So exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly what I'm trying to say. The best thing we could really do is understand why that guy believes that, or that girl, woman, whoever it is, like why that person believes that opinion. You know what I'm saying?
And they'll tell you
through
through
it.
conversation.
Convo.
Through a conversation.
Yeah.
Even let's say,
So,
fam,
yeah.
this is what the world is. The world is right now. We're trying to change those opinions.
Yeah.
We want everyone to be on the same level, on the same moral grounds, on the same fucking fam. That's the issue with the world currently. Everyone they don't want people to have their own opinions and their own beliefs.
Exactly,
Let
yeah.
people have their own beliefs and own
Exactly.
opinions. You cannot change people. However, a conversation is not changing people. It's coming to a mutual understanding. Mutual understanding is completely different from fucking acceptance.
Exactly.
So that's
Yeah,
all
right.
it is.
And
And
you know what it is?
that was Freeman. That was
Yeah.
maybe miscommunication.
Yeah.
I was Freeman. He was trying to explain
And,
from
yeah.
what I
And you know what I'm
took
trying to get at too? Like, hear me out. This is what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is everybody has the same opinion.
No.
No, everybody's pushing their opinion, because right now we're more on their phones or whatnot, or tech or whatever. And there's problems online. Like, everybody mentions the big problems online. So everybody's opinion becomes their own opinion. So it's like everybody has their own opinion.
yo, honestly,
Everybody-
those
you
are
get what
more,
I'm trying to say?
that's not
It's
really
like that-
those
it's
are
like- it's like-
announcements.
it's like
That's more
reprogram.
like a PSA or
It's like
announcement.
it's like
You know,
reprogram. No, it's like reprogram. No, everybody's opinions get
No,
reprogrammed.
just
Their
because
beliefs.
you relate to someone's issues doesn't mean you agree with them or you
Yeah.
understand them.
But, yeah, but like this is how people misinterpret it. Like people agree, alright? They feel that they kind of have some similar experience with that like situation or whatever, right? They see, and then they believe that, so they
So do
they
you
feel
think,
like they're telling all the truth. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like the other person's opinion.
is that right or
100%.
wrong?
Huh?
Is that right or wrong?
Is that right? What do you mean?
Is it is that morally to let's say you see a situation online that you were somewhat in the same situation,
Similar.
would you just believe it blatantly?
No, believe, but you're gonna listen to them talk. But some people, like majority of people, as I'm seeing now, like majority of people are starting to believe that.
Is that right or wrong?
it's your
That's-
okay. What's your
that's right.
intention? That's the biggest question. Because at the end of the day, look, if you have
It's like everybody has the
listen,
same opinion.
if
now,
you have an
pretty much.
intention,
Is that right or wrong though?
What?
That's wrong, no?
That's wrong. Yeah.
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 There you go.
Exactly.
okay, yo, I
Because
want
I'm misinterpreting what he's trying to say. You know, I don't know where he's trying to
Anyways,
get
just
at.
screaming,
listen, at the
man.
end of
That's
the day,
what-
No, because he's speaking a whole lot of
at the
rape
end
for
of the
20
day,
minutes.
no,
you
no,
know?
I'm not.
He's speaking facts.
At the end of the
Speaking
day,
facts,
all
man.
I said was one factual sentence, and like we had, yo, you just have to listen to understand. You know, it's all about intention. If you intend to like come into a conversation with like the intention of okay, I'm here to have a conversation and to learn something, to understand something that I don't know, to be able to admit to yourself that you don't know. And that is where you have to kick your ego aside. And that's the stage that people can't get off of most of the time. And that's why
First world
that's
problems.
why I'm saying a conversation can solve all problems, but we don't want to get to the conversation. We're procrastinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
We will go to war before we have a conversation. Which brings me to a saying, you guys know Mad Mullah, that Somali
That rapper, yeah.
warrior. No, like
No,
back in
that-
the day, like he was a soldier,
Oh,
a
I was
poet,
thinking,
a warrior.
I was thinking of Bulla the first.
No, no,
I heard
no, the
Bulla,
British-
and then I thought ideas.
basically like, basically what it is like the British, like they nickname him like Mad Mullah, right? And like
That's a
honestly,
hard nickname still.
But yo,
No, no, no,
Freeman,
but-
why you search that up? Why you search that up?
I'm not searching-
Freeman's opinion.
Why you
you know.
search that up?
No, I
Before he
haven't,
gets to
I
that,
haven't.
before he gets to that, I knocked Freeman's opinion.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Remember how I
listen.
mentioned that Easy interview?
Yeah.
And then he, like, what do you say about that white girl that asked, like, Easy that question? Like, they had a conversation.
They were about the N-word. They're arguing
Yeah,
about
he's
it.
called
No,
her
but I
racist,
said,
right?
no,
Yeah.
So that was his ego getting mad at two people that having a natural conversation about it. Thank you very much.
No,
So
I
he
think
used his
it's-
own,
okay.
he used your own
regardless,
theory against you.
Hold up, that's not really against me.
I'm just saying, bro.
That's
see,
different context. I just stated she's
We're
racist,
programmed.
which she is. That's based upon your own actions.
Okay, back to your quote now.
Wait, hold up. Don't make me lost.
Sorry.
So at the end of the day, like, yeah, like Easy E, it's like up to you said, like, I have two options in my head. If someone's racist for me, am I gonna punch them, or am I gonna just
Have
talk
a
it
talk-
out? Even
knock
if
it out.
they're gonna disrespect me, am I gonna be the bigger person to just, like show them that we can be better than this? So it actually relates to what I'm gonna say about Mad Mullah, or actually his name Mohammed Abdullah Hassan, which is like he's like a Somali religious and military leader, you know. And at that time, when he was about to enter a fight, like, imagine this guy, like, you know, the British, they try to paint us as they're trying to paint us as the like violent and like you know like scary monsters, bad, just violent people, right?
Yeah.
But in reality, this guy
it's not just the British though. It's not the British.
He's not only.
It's Trump too.
No, I'm talking about. Okay, relax. Wait,
no government.
But
no police, no security,
okay, you see,
just no anarchy.
You see narrative, right? That's the narrative, right? And they build that narrative from so long. So but look at this guy, how he responds. He's not only a military leader. He's a religious. He has knowledge, you know, and he's a poet too. So he goes into. They're about to go in a fight, right? Imagine armies facing each other, ready to fight, you know, to the death. And he recites a poem before he goes, and it's a long poem. But at the end of it, the gist of it, at the end of it, basically what he said was such a profound statement.
Did he say
said,
Indiana?
No,
peace,
1 second, relax, man. Serious. He basically said, "Yo, he basically said, paraphrasing, what's the point of us fighting each other when fighting each other only breeds death? But if we don't have to go through war, it breeds life because we live to have more, and you know, a miracle comes out of that. But with war, there's no miracle, there's just loss. But with no war, we're getting more. It's a W basically, you know, because birth and miracle comes out of it. So at the end of the day, he used his voice and his words to show that at the end of the day, like, we avoided the conversation and we pushed ourselves to the last stage of a fight. But don't ever forget that it's not always worth it to go to the fight, because that's the last option, you know. But what's better than that is having the conversation, because you save lives before that point, you know.
Freeman.
And that's the issue with war, because war, the politics side of it is just, yo, I want this, I want that. They don't want to communicate to come to a mutual agreement or mutual understanding of each other. All these issues can be avoided, as Freeman stated.
And I just want to say one last thing about, like, this is a big thing relates to.
But before you say that, I want to say one point.
It's a Somali proverb. Basically, what it is, it says, your ears have more wisdom than your eyes, because you were listening longer than you've ever seen. Before, when you're in your mom's stomach, you haven't seen the world yet for 9 months, but you heard everything. You're hearing the world as you go, and that's how you're learning. And when you come into the world, you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to read. But so you're listening to people, and that's how you got your knowledge, and then so your knowledge, what does that show you? Listening has more knowledge. So a conversation requires listening, you know. So that comes out of the understanding. So it's just like, well, at the end of the day, Freeman. It sounds corny, it sounds simple, it sounds like
Freeman.
No, but it's.
Freeman.
Facts.
Broski, I'm gonna tell you something that's in always human nature or whatnot. I respect your opinions.
What is human nature?
Sometimes truth has a dark.
Go ahead, show us the dark side. Show us the dark side.
There's never peace without war, and that's in human history for the whole life.
Can you not resolve that through conversations though?
You can, but the thing
is,
okay,
but when you said there's no peace, there is.
But we're even like
peace
that.
And war are not. Peace and war are not opposites.
Deep down, we're like
peace
that.
And war are not opposites.
Deep down, we're like that.
But peace and war are not opposites. You can have peace and war at the same time, because you know why? Peace is not.
People do cut out. Okay, people do cut out. World wars happen. People do cut out or whatever.
But how does peace come
out of that? Okay, but
what is peace?
After they have war, they understand because.
So they have to get violent for them to understand after.
Yeah, they have to feel.
Okay, Ben, I have a question for Benji.
In some situations,
okay, Ben, I have a question.
All situations.
I have a question for Benji. Yeah. What is peace to you? What does peace mean? Like, what is peace?
Peace to me is knowing the fact that anything can happen to you, but you're content with yourself.
Wrong.
Everything that's happening.
No.
Wait, 1 second.
Because look, there's a difference between happiness and peace, right? Happiness is it's like a drug in a way. You're happy for a second, you can get sad. But if you're peace, you're content. You have contentment with your life, and whatever happens to you, negative or positive, you have peace. Because you know your worth basically.
You give half the answer, I'll give you half of it. And you know what?
I'm half mad, half amazing. That's what I am. That's what I am.
Freeman.
Let him speak.
Freeman. Let me just reply to Benji.
No, now your upper lip.
No, hold on. Let him reply.
1 second, I'll give it back to you. I'll give you the ball, bro.
Let him rebuttal to me.
Alright, go.
I'll give you the ball back, don't worry.
No worries.
I just want to say one thing. I'll drop a bar on you to make you understand.
Yeah.
Peace is not the absence of war. Peace is in the remembrance of your Lord. Because what? Allah made this world.
Why are
not
you
to be-
standing?
Allah made
Sit
this.
down.
No, that was a
I
big,
know.
that was a mic drop. That was
I have
a
a
mic drop.
question for you,
Wait,
broski.
at
I have
the
a question for you, broski.
wait,
You can
wait,
understand that part. You can understand that part. But you can understand
I'm
that
not
part.
done.
But the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, once it's like a jihad happened.
That's what
during
I'm
his time, right?
saying.
Alright, look, fam.
world's
There's
not
two
paradise.
stuff. There's two stuff you can do. Look, it's either shout out to the great Nipsey, R.P. Nipsey Hussle. But he said you'd either be at war with the world, or peace with yourself, or peace with the world and at war with yourself.
Repeat that
He said,
again.
would you rather be at war with the war and peace with yourself, or be at peace with the world?
I'd
and be
rather
at
peace
war-
myself. Peace
Exactly.
myself.
That's what I'm saying. But you can never get that peace with yourself until you go to war. That's how it is.
So
man.
listen, the
Because
point-
you're gonna have to go to war against the world, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
For your opinion.
That's the point I'm saying. Peace
This-
and war are not opposites.
It's
they
not.
exist
Hey,
at the same time.
exactly,
And
100%.
Allah made this world not to be paradise. That's what human beings
Exactly.
forget. You get
The
comfortable.
devil is here, bro.
And at the end of the day, listen.
But that's understandable. But Tony, what you're saying is
No,
kind of
it's
wrong.
like you
Because
can't-
you think, but you think we always have to go through war just to get peace.
These guys
With
are
Freeman,
gonna-
yo,
these
Freeman,
guys
I agree
are
with
gonna
you.
devil's
You have to always
ear,
go
man.
through a war to
Exactly.
get peace. It's two
That's
different
That's what I'm
things.
saying.
It's two different things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even
You have to
before,
understand that.
even before,
Uzi dropping good music. He's fighting a demon.
yo, even,
hash it out.
even before like for example, before the
Salah
Prophet
sallam.
sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Sallallahu
before they want to go to war, like you need to go to jihad on yourself first. At the end of the day, that war, like physical war, is the last option. That is one. That's one.
It's not just physical
That's
war.
it. Yeah,
Listen,
exactly. There you
that-
go. For war isn't. Let me try to slow this down and maintain this to organize. And let you guys go battle and duke it out, fam. War isn't just physical war. You can have internal war. You can have psychological warfare. There's so many different types of warfare. Now, the war, man, repeat this.
Yeah.
The war you're referencing, in order to have you the Nipsey quote, you said you can have peace with yourself and war with the world, or peace with the world and war at yourself.
Yeah.
What type of war are you referencing in that scenario? And what do you think he was? Forget Nipsey. What type of warfare are you at?
I just want to interpret it from there. Many different things, right? But at the end of the day, who you are as a person as a whole. What you believe and who you are as a person. If you believe that and know who you are, and you're not gonna lie to yourself, just like, you know what I mean? Like, be real with yourself. And Freeman can like we should just close this conversation out, because you proved my whole point right now, because you went to war with me right now. Just for this piece. You just proved my whole point, bro.
How did I prove your point when I debunked what you said? Because you said peace. You can't
Fair
ever.
enough.
You say you can't ever have peace.
But he
you're
didn't really
always
go
at
war with you. He had a debate with you.
Yes,
That's all
that
happened.
is war. That is
It's
war
not really
under
war.
opinions.
There's-
You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
war.
No,
Debate and
war,
opinions.
war. Okay, now
There's two different ways to
goes-
say war.
no,
War,
now goes-
physical war,
no, now
and
goes
there's, like,
to
talking war.
no,
That's
now
not really
now
war, it's a
goes.
debate.
Okay, what is war? War isn't just physical war.
It's not.
You can have a war with words.
Exactly.
You can have psychological war.
Yeah.
You can have internal warfare. Whatever he interprets war as,
Warfare.
is his own. Not welfare, you retard.
But this is a
war.
conflict, right?
Whatever
Listen.
war he interprets as is what he
Listen.
interprets as his opinion.
Exactly.
You can't change his
His
opinion.
opinion.
And he-
So that's the whole
and you
convo.
can't
yo.
go to- Yo, is he not trying to
okay,
keep my opinion?
wait,
Is
It's
he
really
not
the whole
trying-
convo within
Alright,
itself.
alright,
It's
you
hilarious.
just
War is
contradicted
mutual
it.
though, right?
Yo, broski.
War is mutual though, right?
Nah.
It takes two party.
No,
You
the
can't
guy-
war with somebody and then have a war back.
Nah,
Yeah.
You're fighting yourself.
That's just a
war.
genocide. at
Yeah,
that
you're
point,
fighting
you know?
yourself. It's a genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
that's
the
war
end
with
of
yourself.
Huh?
That's war with yourself.
War is war at the end of the day.
It's not really warfare
Alright,
with yourself.
Look.
Yes, it is. Internal warfare.
Okay,
Yo,
yeah,
Benji.
But
Welfare?
that's you on you.
Warfare.
That's you versus you. That's not you versus
What's
me.
going on with you and welfare, fam?
keep saying war.
I
Come on,
warfare.
Dave.
Oh, okay.
Hold up,
Guys
hold
from the
up.
churches, fam.
All I'm saying is you versus you. Don't get me into that. You know,
No,
if
but
you
you
know,
know, it's getting contradicted.
'cause it's
in
me
whole
versus-
self-
No,
Yeah,
no,
he
no,
did.
no,
Yeah,
no,
he
no,
did.
no,
Yeah,
at
he did.
the end of the day,
Cause
it's me versus me,
he
fam.
talked about normal conversations with people, right? And opinions and stuff, right? Did he, like, he talked more than me right now, and I just proved his point to him. By
Sure, it's
saying
fine,
less.
huh?
But
Is it-
you have
no,
to prove this point, not
No,
fully.
he tried to choose my opinion right now, am I wrong?
Okay, what's
No,
my
but he's
point?
trying to show
I'm
his.
not.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I'm not gonna lie, I can't agree with that. But
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
no, but I think he's trying to.
You
I
got me-
think
you
he's
got
trying
me
to show
confused,
you.
like, I don't even know where we are in the topic.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
look,
Because you got, ladies and
So
gentlemen,
basically,
you got him.
so basically, yeah, you told him. So basically, you trying to set him up the whole time. That's what you're trying to do.
at the end of the day,
Random.
at the end of the day, it's the initial question is, what is peace? That is the main thing people need to
The
understand.
contentment with
At
your
the end
life.
of-
That's
no, it's not.
peace.
It's
That's
not
peace to
even.
me.
At the end of the day, contentment with your life.
Everyone say their
you-
closing statements.
At the end of the contentment of your life, it's bigger than that because you're living for something bigger than yourself. You know.
No, I'm living to live to die. That's what I'm living
Okay.
for.
Well, I'm living because you know, I was created by Creator
Of course, all
to
of us,
worship, you know.
Yeah, that too.
And
Of-
then
no, that's the
to
main
go
thing.
to the afterworld, and you know, inshallah, go to paradise.
Inshallah, yeah.
So at the end of the day, this is what I heard, and I want to clarify because you know we were talking a lot before, but that line where I said peace is not the absence of war; it's the remembrance in your Lord. That is like I heard that from Bona Muhammad, and when I heard that, fam, that like struck me
Bona
hard
Muhammad's my favorite guy.
because you know, like
Who?
at the
Bona
end of
Muhammad.
at the end of the day, that is the hope that never dies because for example, people that are in oppressive situations like in India. What's happening
Oh,
to
may
those
Allah make
to those-
life easier for them. Our sisters
our
in
Muslim
Islam.
sisters in there, you know, that are facing their,
May you die for them.
you know,
Allah, for
so
real.
like people like that go through situations like that internally, they're strong enough to know that they're at peace with themselves because they have their Lord, you know.
100%.
That's the remembrance in your Lord, fam, and it's like
And that creates
But do you
peace
not?
within the
But
heart.
do you not?
Yes.
But do you not agree in a sense that even though 100% they're firm on their religion, but they're going through their own warfare right now?
You need a struggle, fam.
Everything's a struggle.
Within the struggle is success, fam.
100%,
There's no success without struggle.
110%. I agree.
No.
However,
No, because
There's sometimes you can be successful without struggle.
okay, let me tell you.
But
Let me give you
what?
an example. Let me
What
give
do you mean what?
Okay.
How many people?
Okay, but let me debunk that. Let me give you an example. When we hear stories of the prophets, right? Or all the prophets in general, right? When Allah shows us, He gives them all different tests, but they all get struggles.
Yeah.
When you look at when you watch a story or Netflix or you look at a story, you always see the main character goes a struggle before he gets his success. You know,
rising
So,
action, climax.
at the end of the day,
resolution.
or even who's successful people, Muhammad Ali, LeBron James, you have to struggle to succeed. You can never be at a high level of success if you didn't struggle. So this world is not like always paradise.
So
and this
free-
world's not always dark.
How about a
Freeman,
situation
Freeman.
where someone's parents are already successful and the kids just lived off that?
Is it?
At the end of the day, they will. If
Your
let's say
success is definition to you.
that's being privileged. That's
Right?
being privileged. That's being privileged.
That's being privileged, right?
But at the end of the day,
But you know,
as a
for us, we're
test,
talking-
as a test for us Muslims, I'm going off of what we believe in. Us Muslims, what we know and what we understand is we will always go through struggle in order to Ilahi test the people He loves the most and the most severe ways to test their belief and trust in Ilahi. So that's one thing fact. So in a sense, it is correct. In order to taste success, which is akhirah, this dunya we will struggle.
Exactly.
Because you have to struggle and you have to keep your belief within Allah intact.
So Freeman, let me not get you lost in sauce. Let me give everybody advice, but you to my brother right here, look, in this life, fam, the deen is always our peace, but his dunya is always our war, fam. Allah.
There we
That's a
go,
really
ladies
good
and
shit.
gentlemen.
And that's how we're gonna end off, huh?
Yeah, and I'll make that a quote of the day, but like,
That could be a quote of the
I was gonna go with the Nipsey when I said earlier.
Please, please, peace and blessings be upon you guys. We love you very
Comment,
much.
subscribe, like, please pin the notification bell.
Show
so
some
you can
love, you already know.
always-
And also,
Yeah, we got a new
we would love
content
to
on
say,
the way.
we would love to say congratulations to the GOAT, the King, LeBron James. He just passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in all-time points. Let's have a round of applause. For him.
And by the way, let's not get misconstrued because he didn't really pass by all 5 points.
Yes, he did.
Not the actual
What-
one.
doesn't-
Not the actual one.
What's
Not
the
a
actual one?
The
Fam,
actual one?
You're an idiot, fam.
The
So
regular
points don't
season.
count?
The pedestal one where you have to
No,
pass him in all
the
time
regular
points.
season
He
one.
only
No,
passed him
regular
lucky
season
for
one.
his payoff.
So
Which is
points don't
minimal.
count?
It's minimal though. That
No.
one is not the real
He's
one.
gonna
though.
pass him there.
The real one,
anyway.
well, it didn't happen yet.
He's gonna pass
But it
him.
didn't happen yet.
Listen, listen, you
Bro.
bomb.
You're
Listen,
not-
I don't want
you
people to get misleaded.
Listen,
Yeah, watch yourself.
What do you mean? I'm a big LeBron fan. What do you mean? You just don't understand.
You're
See,
just
that's the
that-
problem with you. You're a fake Kobe fan. Let's get out there. Let's get out there.
bomb.
Keep your scatters.